Alright guys, we're back for another video. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these. Um, as I mentioned before, I kind of just do this for fun. It's just a hobby, and life got in the way, so I hadn't had a chance to record. But I'm back now, doing a video that I had really been looking forward to for quite some time. Today we're looking at the Lego Marvel Fantastic Four set. So this set came out probably like first week of June. It's at 76316, Fantastic Four versus the Galactus construction figure. It has 427 pieces and goes for about 60 bucks. So we'll start off by just taking a look at the packaging itself, and then we'll take a look at the contents inside. As you can see here, we've got the Fantastic Four going to battle against Galactus, and really that's about it for the set. It comes with the large construction figure and the four minifigures, so not really too much there. I wish they would have maybe included something else, or expanded the line, and maybe we would have gotten some more things. But I think two things are going on there. One, maybe they're just trying to avoid like any spoilers for the movie. It's the first time that Marvel Studios has had the rights to Fantastic Four and able to, come up with their own film for it. So I don't know. Maybe they're just playing it like a bit more secretive and don't want to give away plot details with extra sets. Or maybe they just felt that one set, would cover it, and that's all they wanted to do. Anyways, looking at the back of the packaging, you just have, a bit more there of them going to battle. So you've got Sue Storm in one hand, he's got Reed Richards in the other. You can see that they have one of the, like, those invisible little pieces there to hold up Johnny with the concerned face, and then you have Ben down here punching away at his leg. Other than that, there's not too much to the packaging. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look inside the box. Alright, so here we have our set out of the box. It took me some time to put it together, but it was fun. As you can see, the figure towers over those minifigures. He's a huge construction figure, but he's also about the size of the box. You can kind of see it behind him there. He's maybe like, I don't know, a couple centimeters taller than that. Kind of goes the same size as this Fantastic Four compendium. But really nice looking build. I kind of displayed mine with Fantastic Four, doing some battle with him. But why don't we go ahead and take a look individually at each of the minifigures, and then we'll take a closer look at Galactus. Alright, so first up we have Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic. So all the minifigures share that same Fantastic Four like jumpsuit. I love that they're doing the light blue with the white. Just looks really cool. As for the face, you can see he has facial hair, and then you do get, let's go ahead and show you the back here, and of course he's going to be backwards on his body, but I just wanted to show you the other face print that they have. So it's got a nice open smile there as well. You can kind of go with whatever one you prefer. And then, as you had seen in the display, he also comes with these like extended stretchy legs. So we'll put this on here so you guys could kind of take a closer look. It would have been interesting to see if they could have done something with the arms. I know that years back they made like a Miss Marvel Kamala Khan minifigure with the stretchy arms, but those, I mean, I don't think she even came with a set of regular arms, so they just kind of extended out past her body like this. It would have been interesting for them to include something like that for him as well, but also make it to where you could just have them, regular, not stretched. But really cool figure. Here we have his wife, Sue Storm, again in the light blue and white Fantastic Four jumpsuit. You can see hers, something that Mr. Fantastic didn't have on his. She's got the white print right there. It's kind of hard to tell why they would have done that differently. Almost looks like it's part of like a, I don't know, like a collar to it. And it has the same design as hers. His is just all blue, so maybe mine's a misprint. Maybe they forgot to print the white on there for his. Yeah, because she's got it on this end too. And then of course she's got, you know, a scowling face. So probably better fit for when she's doing battle. I should have switched it for that. And then for hers, also comes with an accessory. But we do have the force fields, right? So she can go invisible, but she can also do force fields. So they create that effect using these circular pieces and then the little studs in hand that she could hold on to. It would have been really cool for them to come up with like a all clear minifigure just to represent her invisibility. That would have been awesome. I don't know if Lego's ever done something like that, but it'd be really fun to see. So then next we have her brother, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. For him, you've got him in the blonde hair, same jumpsuit there. And then as far as alternate face, kind of like a distressed, concerned face, kind of worried there. I'd be worried too if I saw Galactus show up. He's massive. And then for Johnny, he does come with those little flame pieces that you could launch out. You just press down on this and it'll shoot right out of his hand. He does also come with his additional piece. He has these kind of like flames that come out. So kind of gives you the effect that he's, you know, flying, propelling himself with the flames. The one thing that would have been really cool is for them to give us something, even if they couldn't do like the full body. The full body in like red, like translucent, would have been awesome. But maybe even just like a translucent head or like some kind of flame like inspired little hair piece there would have really been cool. So unfortunately we didn't get the full effect, but we have something to go off of there. And then the last member, not the least though, honestly my favorite of the 4 team members, you have Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, the idol of millions, right? So he's looking great here. Honestly, it would have been cool to see him as a big fig or some kind of different take. He is, you could see, just the regular minifigure size. They use this headpiece here that I think they had used on like Korg from Thor before, just in this orange color. And then for the hands, it's just the regular minifigure hands holding on to these giant fists. And even then, the proportion doesn't really fit it too well. They look way too big. So maybe if they could have scaled those down a bit. Or honestly, I mean, if you're just going to do him as a minifigure, I would have just given him the green hands then. Or green, I'm thinking of the Hulk here. Which would not sit well with the Thing if I confused him for the Hulk. But the orange hands, I don't know, I feel like they didn't do him justice, and he's my favorite member of the Fantastic Four, so maybe that's why it's kind of a bit more upsetting to see that they didn't really go all out on the minifigure. But I mean, this is the first one that we have of the Thing, so it is special in that way. I still really like the minifigure. I just wish they would have, you know, gone about it a different way. But this is what we have, so I'm happy with it. Then we have the main the main antagonist of the film and huge villain, literally huge, for the Fantastic Four. We have Galactus as a construction figure. So you can see he towers over them. Let's put him next to Reed. Reed barely reaches like the ankle. Maybe the same, maybe like half the size of his foot there. So he could easily, stomp him out. You do see this translucent piece hanging back here. This is to hold Johnny up, make it look like he's flying up behind him. And then as far as the construction figure goes, you can hear the clicking there. Let's lift this up a bit just so you could see. These are just pinned in there, right? So you've got full range of motion, front and back. You can go up and down there. You've got a knee joint that doesn't go forward, luckily. If not, he'd just be tipping over all the time. So this piece here actually kind of guards him from falling forward flat on his face, which is really nice. The ankles, you can go side to side here, but luckily, again, not too much forward, so he doesn't really tilt, and I'm trying not to move it that much because I don't want to loosen it up. But he holds up pretty well as far as his legs go. I was worried he was just going to be constantly tipping. He has this piece of like armored skirt that goes around the bottom, so that looks pretty cool. The backside looking pretty blank, honestly, but that's fine. We're not going to display him backwards, so it works. Take a look at some of the detail on the arm. You've got some detailed fingers there. Use these little studs here to clip in Reed or any of the Fantastic Four members that you want them to grab a hold of. I also had Sue stepping on this one here to kind of like show that she's crawling up his arm to give him a punch. As far as his torso goes, you can see has these are all stickers, by the way. So you've got a sticker here. The face, if I remember right, yeah, this was a print. Yeah, I built it like a week or two ago, and I can't even remember it anymore. But yeah, no, that was a print. So that was the part that surprised me, but also made me happy because sticker placement is my weakness. I am not good at placing these stickers, so having to place the face for Galactus would have been a lot of pressure. Honestly, it would have not came out great, but this looks good. You've got the classic look to his helmet here for Galactus. I think they did that really well, honestly. You can see they used some magenta and then like some red pieces there. But that magenta purplish color is what pops the most next to the blue. So overall, really well done Galactus here. This would look awesome, next to a display of like all Marvel minifigures. He would just tower over them. Would look really cool. Honestly, he'd tower over a lot of the big figs too, which would add to the effect of just what a huge threat he is to the heroes. But I still think it would have looked cooler with a big fig thing going up against Galactus. Anyways, I think overall, being the first Fantastic Four set that we get in Lego form, I think they did great. I wish the pricing would have been a bit better. If you're not 100% sold, I completely get it. And I would honestly wait for it to maybe drop down, maybe once it hits that $45 price range, if it feels a lot more fair. But for now, this is what we have. And just with the fact that I've been reading so much Fantastic Four in the past few years, I'm excited for the movie. I was excited for this set, and I was excited to open it up and kind of review it with you guys. So let me know in the comments what you think. how do you feel about the set, and how do you feel about the new movie? If you do talk about the movie at any point after it comes out, and just try to avoid spoilers for the people who haven't had a chance to watch it, but just let me know overall what you thought of it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming back to catch this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.